What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey and I thought I'd continue with my understanding videos. This time I'm going to throw a bunch of facts that I think you should know before jumping into DC Rebirth's Batman Beyond. In order to understand Batman Beyond in DC Rebirth, first I gotta take you back to Future's End. Remember this hot mess of a story? It was painful to read through, but I went through it again just so I can understand how it relates to the main DC universe and DC Rebirth. The simple fact is that it doesn't. DC head honcho Dan DiDio stated that the Future's End universe is a possible future for the main DC universe. 35 years to be precise. This sets a platform for Terry McGinnis to make his comeback as a starring role in a major DC event. He returned to stop a malevolent AI called Brother Eye from enslaving the world. The problem is that he died in an attempt to do so. This is when in age Tim Drake takes on the mantle of Batman Beyond. Tim went back in time to convince a younger Brother Eye to self-destruct. Thinking that he succeeded, Tim got thrown into the future. This is when we find out that his plan went sideways. Brother Eye enslaved the entire world except for Gotham. The Wayne Powers Company housed a device that created a veil around Gotham, shielding it away from Brother Eye. The veil eventually gets disengaged and Brother Eye attacked. The new Batman Beyond, equipped with Jim Gordon's Bat mech suit, takes a fight to Brother Eye's base of operations on the moon. This is where Tim finally takes out Brother Eye, saving the world. But now, this leaves a problem. His timeline is gone, Terry McGinnis is dead, and he is totally lost. He cannot go back in time because of the whole time travel paradox thing. So Tim acclimates to a new life in a post-apocalyptic world where Neo-Gotham is the only known established functioning city in the world. Tim Drake Batman frees this world's Justice League, which consists of Green Lantern Kai-Ro, Aquagirl, Barda, Warhawk, and Superman. Now I want you to pay attention to this Superman. He wears the exact same suit as a Superman Beyond from the animated Batman Beyond universe, but he is young. This new Beyond universe, set up by Dan Jurgens, gives us a glimpse of the kind of man that John grows up to be. He basically follows in his father's footsteps. This is also a good time for me to touch base on how this new Beyond universe connects with the animated TV show. The simple fact is that it doesn't. The animated TV show continues in the comics for a while, but Future's End changes things. From all of the research I did, I found no connections or hint that the Future's End Terry McGinnis is any way related to the Batman Beyond TV show. It is up to us to connect the dots, so I would like to think that this Terry McGinnis is from the TV show. Okay, so we have established that this new future is not connected to the TV show. We have Tim Drake as a new Batman Beyond. He rescues the future Justice League. The League leaves to rebuild a war-torn world, and as far as we know, Neo-Gotham is the only functioning city in the entire world. We saw what happened to Metropolis. People live there, but not by choice. Everyone is making their way to Gotham. There's one thing I want to point out in this new version of Tim Drake. Because Drake time traveled to the future after Terry's death, Tim basically vanished from existence. This threw Bruce Wayne into a downward spiral. It is known that the death of Jason Todd had a deep impact on Batman, but Jason came back to life and he is the current Red Hood, an anti-hero and a big ally to Batman. Tim Drake flat out vanished. Batman spent years looking for him, but he came out empty-handed. Bruce died thinking that he failed the third Robin. Okay, back to the point of this video. Sorry, I get sidetracked every now and then. After reconnecting with Barbara Gordon, the new police commissioner, and Luke Fox, ex-Batwing and current mayor of Gotham, Tim battles it out with a future villain named Rewire. This is where it gets a bit confusing. Heck, it gets very confusing. We discover that Rewire is just trying to survive by stealing powered batteries, but because he is a known villain, Tim takes him on. But Rewire always escapes because Tim's batsuit always shuts down. Rewire returns home where we find out that he is currently sheltered by Spellbinder, disguising himself as an elderly lady. A flashback scene shows us that Brother Eye attacked the future with his metal creatures. Terry McGinnis took on Brother Eye. He won the battle, but got a concussion and suffers from amnesia. This is where Spellbinder convinced Terry that he is Rewire and that he is a hero for fighting Brother Eye. A device attached to his heart keeps him alive, but the battery won't last forever. So Terry keeps to the shadows and steals stronger batteries to charge the device so he can live. But of course, this leads him into a battle with the current Batman Beyond, Tim Drake. Normally, Batman comes out victorious, but since Rewire is actually Terry McGinnis, Rewire always escapes the battle by shutting down his batsuit via voice commands. He does this subconsciously because at this point, he still thinks that he is the villain Rewire. During a battle, Rewire lost his helmet, exposing his face. Tim couldn't take on Terry and Spellbinder alone, but this is when Terry's brother Matt McGinnis came in and helped his brother remember the truth. With Spellbinder defeated, the heroes reconvene in the Batcave. Now, this little interaction between Terry and Tim is a bit interesting. Terry looks at Tim and states, "Shouldn't you be older?" This suggests that they have met before. If you remember back in the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker animated movie, we actually meet an aged Tim Drake. This gives us a bit of connection between the animated TV show and this comic book series. But they could not have met before because Barbara Gordon clearly states that in this universe, Tim Drake vanished a long time ago. If we take Barbara's statement, then we can assume that the time stream is linear, meaning that events happen in the same universe, but at different stages in the timeline. But then we clearly see Terry McGinnis die during the future's end, but when Tim travels to the future, Terry is indeed alive. He never went back to the past to stop Brother Eye. Heck, he never left New Gotham, but instead he got a concussion from an attack wave. The only explanation we got is when Tim states, "The timeline you died in was reconfigured, which is why you are alive here and now." He further continues saying how all of his personal experience and memories happened to him and only him. This means that the Tim Drake that vanished in this timeline has no connection to the Batman Beyond Tim Drake. Furthermore, Tim confirms that this isn't his world and it never was. We can safely assume that the parallel dimension concept is in play. So, Tim Drake returns the suit to McGinnis, stating that he never had any ambitions of becoming Batman. McGinnis reclaims the title of Batman, and Drake leaves Neo Gotham to explore a new world. During a bike ride, a flash of light appears in front of him, pulling him into it. Tim Drake essentially vanishes. According to Dan Jurgens, Tim's disappearance at the end of the issue is a direct tie-in to present-day DCU, and is a connection to the ending of Detective Comics 940. If you haven't read it yet, I will be discussing a few spoilers, so be warned. At the end of Detective Comics 940, Tim died to a drone strike, but in truth, he got plucked the moment before his death and placed in prison by Mr. Oz. Dan Jurgens stated to Newsarama that present-day Tim Drake's imprisonment is tied to his disappearance from the future in Batman Beyond. Now, I want you to take a closer look at Tim's prison. There are two other cells beside present-day Tim. To our knowledge, Doomsday was taken at the end of the Path of Doom storyline that we covered here on Comic Island. Could it mean that one of the cells belongs to Doomsday? It is possible that the future Tim Drake is in the other cell. Okay, back to Batman Beyond. The new Rebirth series takes place in the same world, a post-apocalyptic world after Brother Eye's attack. Bruce Wayne died during said attack, so the supporting cast for Terry will be his brother Matt McGinnis, his friend Max Gibson, and love interest Dana Tan. The final thing I want to bring up regarding Batman Beyond is the return of the Joker. One of Batman's greatest villain is the Joker, so it's no different for future Batman. Issue 1 sets the stage for a possible return of the Joker. But DC Rebirth gave us a huge revelation that there are 3 Jokers. No other comic book has really addressed the 3 Joker mystery, but I think that this Joker in Batman Beyond will be one of the 3 Jokers told to us during the one-shot DC Rebirth issue. That being said, I believe that's everything I think you should know before reading DC Rebirth Batman Beyond. I hope I cleared a few things up and I answered a few questions you didn't know to ask. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in another Comic Island video.